Oh my God. We're on.
Episode 29. We just got back from New York. Sitting with us, Chris, Josh, Bren, myself, Jay.
I'm Brendan.
I'm Chris.
I'm Josh.
I'm still Jay. Bren hopefully doesn't have COVID. He's had COVID twice now.
I just had COVID last month, so there's no way this is COVID again, right?
Hey,
Probably
how
not.
could you keep getting COVID if it's not real? I don't get it.
I don't know.
I guess we're the real the testers here, huh?
Yeah.
We know we're COVID. Brendan had COVID.
We're the guinea pig.
We got a lot to unpack.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a lot.
Like a lot. This is going to be a heavy episode full of all of our shenanigans.
There's a lot.
But first, wrist check.
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Chris, first.
I'm wearing the Ball Marvel Light 3, I think it is, carrying edition. That rainbow loom, bitch.
Ooh.
Shit, that was a long ass name.
I think there's more to it. I don't actually know all of it. I usually just call it the Ball carrying edition.
Put a paragraph back in the show notes.
Yeah. What are you wearing, Bren?
I have my brand new moon swatch.
Which one?
The Uranus.
Oh, my anus.
Uranus.
Jay's anus.
Yeah, so I'm wearing this G-Shock that we bought at WindUp Watch Fair. It's some G-Shock anime shit. I don't know. I just thought it was cool.
You want to tell the story of how you bought that one?
Little funny
Because
thing.
we bought these watches in New York.
Yeah.
But let's let Josh go first,
Yeah.
then we'll come back.
I also bought a swatch in New York.
Oh, he's wearing it.
Yeah, it's not a moon swatch though. It's a MoMA swatch. It's got
Museum.
a bunch of anime shit on it too.
Museum of Modern Art.
It's pretty dope. It's
Guess I'm
fun.
the only one that didn't buy a
Did
watch
you not
in New
actually
York.
buy any?
No, I didn't buy
what
anything
the
in New York.
fuck?
I had a list of what I was going to buy, and then I never bought
Well,
anything.
we were all supposed to buy something.
Well,
One told me that.
We were also on the list for a couple things. We
Oh, I
got
mean, I get-
bumped
yeah.
up.
We'll get into that. We
So-
got some special.
So initially, I guess we're going to talk about the events that we attended, which we fucking went to a lot. We couldn't make all of them, but the first one was, I guess, let's talk about WindUp, right?
WindUp, yeah. Let's talk about WindUp.
The what's it called? The poor man's Watches and Wonders.
Yeah. Poor man's
Or the rich man's
WatchTime, which is the poor
Microlux.
man's Watches and Wonders.
Let's just start with, in comparison to Chicago, in comparison to San Francisco, New York blows everything out of the fucking water.
It was huge. It was
Huge.
like double the size. They
Yeah.
had to move from their original location to a new location because it was so big, I think.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah.
What I thought was funny is like we thought we weren't going to spend any time at WindUp, and we spent a lot of time. We kept going back. Like it was awesome.
It was like headquarters, for
Yeah,
us.
it was good central location next to a coffee shop.
Yeah. You could meet up with people. We met a lot of people too there.
So as far as brands present, I think this is the one where they had the most. Dude, it was insane. I mean, they also even had like Adam Moore, who's that photographer dude that released the watch with Moritz Grossman. Thought that was fucking tight.
They had all. So I think the moral of the story is if you're thinking about going to WindUp, New York is the one to go
Don't waste
to.
your money with Chicago and San Francisco.
I mean, if you live there.
If you live
Makes
there,
sense.
yeah.
Or if you're broke, go to Chicago.
Yeah, if you're broke, Chicago's probably the cheapest option.
Chicago, in my preference, I would say
New
top
York.
was New York, then Chicago, and then San Francisco.
I agree with that. I didn't even go to San Francisco, but that picture that you guys had of the venue, like with all that trash and shit everywhere.
Yeah, I remember that. I was like, yeah, I'm glad I didn't go.
Yeah.
That's just how it is, though. New York was built different. I think. Oh, and not only that, they also had like fucking presentations throughout the day.
They had the two floors.
Two floors.
at WindUp, New York.
And still same thing as Chicago. They still can't sell liquor directly. They can sell you tickets that are pretend liquor. Beers were $9.
Cheaper than
Yeah.
Chicago, surprisingly.
Was it?
Yeah, I think the beers in Chicago were like $12 or something
that's
stupid.
disgusting.
Cheaper than Austin Airport, too. That's
Cheaper
for
than
sure.
Austin Airport, yeah.
Tito hit us with that expensive place.
On our way, dude. On our way to New York, we caught Tito. This motherfucker was at the bar drinking Hendrix
4 hours before his
4
flight.
hours before his flight. Dude, it was pounding.
Jay,
Hendrix.
Brendan, and I show up 1 hour before. Brendan's running to check his
Brendan
bag.
was running.
I had to run. I like
Dude, and Chris
bolted.
parked the fucking furthest way possible, dude.
It's free, man. It's
Yeah,
free.
that was the end. I felt like I was in
shit.
Round Rock trying to walk down. I was like, should we?
He should have just left from his house. He'd have probably gotten there faster.
Oh, seriously. So,
Okay, go back to wind up.
So-
this was my first one. So,
yeah.
what'd you think?
Oh yeah, we popped
Was,
his wine. We wound up his popped his cherry. Popped his
wound
wind
up
up.
his
wound me
cherry
up and
and
popped
popped
it in.
Yeah, I fucked that up.
No,
How
it was
was it?
fun. It was, I think at first it was a little overwhelming, but I think it was just because there's so many people. And that was even like, was it Friday, Thursday? What day would he go there? Friday.
Friday, yeah.
So there wasn't a lot of people there yet. But it was still kind of overwhelming because there was so many brands, so many watches, and you wanting to start to geek over everything, but you got to kind of reel yourself in.
So at WindUp though, we did run into a lot of people we've been talking about, talking to,
Also talking about,
and
actually.
talking about
Yeah.
online. So we met Bro Dinky. His
yeah.
name's Lee, and he's actually a pretty cool dude.
He's a cool
pretty
dude.
solid.
He can act. Dude rapped Eminem's song. I don't think any of you guys remember. You guys were so fucked. But he put
Is that karaoke?
yes,
Yeah, it was
karaoke.
karaoke.
He put an Eminem
I thought that was
song.
you singing it.
So we met him.
We met on our own time, Kelly.
Yeah.
And then we met who
We
else?
met a ton
The
of people.
Living Anchor. We did a podcast with him.
Faisal.
And his friend
there's just a ton.
Mayhole.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that guy was dope.
Yeah, that guy was
That
really
was
cool.
sick as fuck, honestly.
Who else-
Him
who
and
else did-
Faisal were
Oh,
cool
we
shit.
we
Who
met.
else did we meet?
That was in that watch time. We met Logan from Hodinky.
Oh my god.
Jeez. All right. Hey, let's move
So
on.
that's watch time. Do you want to talk about
Which,
that now?
you
or
know,
watch
we can
time?
transition into. So how about watch
Okay.
time?
So watch time was great.
Dude, the amount of heavy hitters
Friday
that were
night's
showing
event.
up.
Hold on, it's watch time. Friday night event. The cocktail.
The
event.
cocktail
cocktails.
that was sold out, but we got in because of Jay and his maneuvering.
Oh
Yep.
shit. And hey,
And we got Josh.
and we got
in.
Josh
Yeah.
in.
And Josh
I
got
hit the
got
lady
Josh
with
in.
the puppy dog eyes, and she was like, "Oh my god."
And she said, "Yeah, we'll just invoice you."
yeah.
They
Because
haven't.
Josh didn't have. He had weekend tickets, but he didn't have
Hopefully-
cocktail
Don't tell him
tickets,
that.
Hopefully they ain't listening.
and we didn't have any tickets. We were on the
No
guest
tickets.
list, baby.
We're like, hey, we're on the guest list. Blah blah blah.
but we met some pretty big names. that
Let's
night.
hold on. Let's start out. We went upstairs. you know,
Okay,
we
you
started.
wanna-
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
We had to,
let's
you know,
ease into
start
it.
the night off
what's
early.
the name of the YouTube guy?
We met the guy named Bill who runs Watch Art Sci, which
Dude,
is
the
he's
OG
so cool.
of YouTube.
Yeah.
Watch.
You guys were fangirling.
I mean,
He's cool,
Y'all
dude.
were.
I was. I mean, to be honest though, I cannot stand most of these watch YouTubers.
That guy's OG,
That guy was OG. He is about
and he's got some heavy hitters. He's got like
Yeah.
a few FP1s, I think.
She.
Yeah,
yeah. So
he knows
we
how
had
to
that.
F.
Then we went and got cocktails.
Before and so at the upstairs part of the venue, it's Longa. So it's Longa next to the bar. They had all of their shit. They actually the Titanium Odysseus is
It was nice. It
Sick.
was so light.
honestly.
Amazing.
I always get completely forget it. Every titanium watch I pick up, I just forget about it. And I was expecting that to be just like kind of the other longas, and it's like,
Dude.
Every time I would put the Seiko Astron on the table somewhere and pick something else up, someone would just grab it because it's a watch on the table, and they'd be like, "Whoa, this is titanium! What is this?" And like, it's a Seiko. We're like at the Vacheron boutique or something. They thought it was some crazy shit.
It's a goddamn Seiko.
I know some people were like, when Odysseus first came out, they're like, it's kind of boring or whatever. It's a badass watch. It is. There's so many different like angles and finishing on there. It's dope.
We went in, we got in line, got our drinks, and then we
I think the plan was we drink
going
one up
down-
there,
We got
then we
right
come
back
back in
down.
line.
And actually,
we
what
basically
we
had
ended up
4
doing-
drinks each
Yeah.
within like 15 minutes.
When we
Later.
walked in, the lady at the front of the hall with the watches was like, "If you want to get your drinks, go upstairs." So we're like, "Oh, we'll go upstairs, get our drinks." We're like, "Let's get a fucking double, get the party started." Then Jay was like, "Well, let's drink it in line because there's a line for the fucking drinks." And then we got doubles again, and this fucking dude gives me 2 doubles. So I'm sitting there with 2 fucking
Looking like an
drinks,
idiot.
and they're like, "All right, well,
We're
let's
at
go." I
this
was like,
nice,
"Really? You guys
fancy
are gonna?"
cocktail, and
Yeah.
Josh is double fisting.
It was great. So before we even get to the show, before we get downstairs, we were already 2 doubles deep. And honestly, you gotta understand too, though. It's like the event is $150 before tax, just for Friday.
You got to mention the tax part.
So, but hey, honestly, free for us though. But it was cool. Watch time was great. We hung out with Max Buser and Cedric first. We were super excited to talk to him. Chris is supposed to be in line for LM101.
Yeah, we were connecting the dots for them, you know?
Yeah.
That was the mission.
That was the entire mission.
Get the name known.
And
trying to get the LM101.
we found out that Max did listen to the episode.
Yeah, he listened to our pod.
And he made his wife listen to it, which is so degenerate.
Hey, mama, you made it.
Yeah,
which
baby.
I think is the biggest thing to ever come out of fucking Watch Time for us.
Yeah, 100%.
And
100%.
we had a picture with him and everything. It was a good time. And
Trying to drag his
No.
Bren.
Only Jay and Brendan got a picture
Yeah,
with him.
they actually
'Cause
kicked
when
Josh
we
and I
tried to
out.
take pictures as well. They're like, no, fuck you guys. This is just for us.
They kicked Josh and I out of the picture.
We're not even the ones buying his
I know.
shit, dude. Chris is the one buying his shit, but me and Jay were like, no. You wait till next year.
us first.
Next year.
We said us first.
Yeah, dude.
So
I was stunned. I was like, you know what?
I
Just
and
let
then
him fucking do it.
It threw me off guard that I never got a picture at all.
Yeah.
so
I can Photoshop you in,
so
buddy.
You ruined his New York trip, guys.
so we met Carrie Vutalainen. We met the guy who's working on HYT. We met Roland from RGM.
The new HYT.
The new HYT. I'm not talking about the old shit. I'm talking about the new one.
I think I prefer the old shit.
I do prefer the. I prefer the old
That
shit.
H2.
What was that watch we saw from Ferdinand Burchard that was amazing? What was that
I don't
called?
remember the name
He
of
made
it.
like 20 of them a year.
But it's the new Ferdinand Bertud, like fucking, it's a tourbillon or whatever.
yeah, and there's like a viewing window on the side that you can see the tourbillon going.
It was
That
so
was sick.
fucking
And
beautiful.
Another
So
one that
awesome.
was really good was something that me and Chris were looking at for a while. We were like trying to understand how the fuck is the time zone showing for all of these areas. Do you remember the Moritz Grossman?
Oh yeah, the
Bro.
world time that.
And
dude,
then they showed us the date wheel
it's a single date wheel with the numbers are scrambled. It looks like they just threw them on a date wheel,
Yeah.
just like had a pile and just threw them on there, and it just like magically works its way on the spread
So
out
it's
all
like
over the world.
it's almost like the Crazy Hour watch by
kind of. But no,
kind
it was
of.
crazier because Crazy Hours it just jumps whatever.
It jumps out like crazy.
This
Yeah.
this fucking date wheel just had numbers fucking thrown at it.
When you look at the date wheel, you're like, how does this get read? And then you look at the watch and the dial, all the numbers still read legibly, like just normal, almost like a date wheel. But it's the world times and it looks normal. But if you would take the dial away and you would just be staring at the date wheel, you'd be like, dude, how is this even legible?
That was cool. I mean, we did
RGM's,
Oh.
was it the dials that we really liked? They were doing
the enameled one.
Yeah.
The Cloison and Namel, like that shit. We got to do a bit with Vutulainen.
Yeah, I did a
With
bit with
Carrie.
him. Hopefully, I mean, that's going to come up maybe before or after this podcast. Who knows?
It was actually pretty sick because I asked him how his like process is to buy his watch. It's basically you message him directly.
Oh, seriously?
Like he did everything. Yeah.
Yeah, like
That's
I was
so
like,
cool.
oh, and he's like, yeah, we have like maybe one store we're technically in, but other than that, it's like you go directly through me.
Yeah. All
He
direct
was-
sales.
He was honestly such a low key, cool guy. He's standing there. The booth isn't flashy. It's just him and one of his watches or two of his watches, and he's just there talking. And
I
like,
feel
there's
like
no one else.
Maybe not a lot of people understood that was actually him.
Yeah.
They
No
maybe
way.
just thought, I don't
How could they
know,
not?
because but you look at like how many people are interacting with like Max Buser, but like
Because
not
people know him on
Yeah.
Instagram, but Carrie, he doesn't have that presence.
Yeah, you go
know?
over there and you see this kind of older gentleman there, and you're like, oh, hey,
Who's
come here
that?
to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing about it is like everyone else had like a little team of people at their
Exactly.
booth.
He was
Exactly.
solo dolo,
It
dude.
was
Yeah.
just him
Which
there.
was sick.
You know,
That was so cool.
and that was it.
And that's why, and then, so how this video came about was, this is towards the end of the night. We're plastered.
we don't say what it is.
Yeah,
though.
we don't say what it is. I'll just say the setup. But we're there, and Carrie's talking to these two. Actually, these two watch like pompous nerds are talking to each other in front of Carrie.
Yeah.
and like kind of like slapping their cocks together like this. And Carrie's just back there behind, just being like, "What the fuck is this going?" Like he's just so bored out of his mind. I was like, "Josh, get the camera." just follow me. And we just improv that thing. And I think it's going to be funny. So
Yeah, we saved Carrie Voutilainen from a rich dude dick slapping session.
For a second, we thought Josh was going to go in between them, but hey, he didn't. I'll say, I think at a certain point during the watch time, we all saw all the brands, saw the watches, and we just started having fun. We found the bar in the direct middle, and we kind of like created a group that wanted to party with us, and we
get that poo guy with us, right?
Yeah,
Was that Paul guy?
Paul. This dude, I come from, I don't know where the fuck I
left
was.
field.
I just
had like 5 doubles deep.
Yeah, I just walked in and they're like talking to this dude. I was like, "Oh, cool. What's up, guys? These guys are cool." I was like, "What? Who are you, brother?" He's like, "I'm Pool." He was like British, so he said it a little weird. He's like, "I'm Pool," but I was drunk, so I said, "Poo."
And we were just harassing people, I think, at the end of that show, you and me. We were going around from one booth to another booth. We had the, what was that booth where I said that you were big in Korea?
Oh, Chopard.
At Chopard. I was like,
yeah.
this guy's big in Korea. He's a big deal.
We told this sales girl the most ridiculous thing. She was so patient with us, though. Like, I fucking... Well, the Chopard, though, amazing.
We need a GoPro next time.
They
just
had,
wrap it around her head.
Chopard, I had no idea. They had this minute repeater, and I don't think they had the watch there.
That was so cool.
But the springs for the minute repeater
Was made out of sapphire.
Were made out of sapphire,
That was on the crystal.
yeah, it was the
all one
crystal
piece.
for the watch. Fucking amazing.
High failure
Sounds
rate.
sick, but
High
that would be.
failure rate.
I'd worry about like
Cracking.
future
Yeah.
repair costs and things like that, servicing
Yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
They said that when they make the crystal, like a ton of them just get
they
ruined,
get ruined.
in the process.
What was
that
that going for?
freak me
I don't
out.
know, shitload.
I don't know. You're big in Korea, you know? Maybe they...
That's what happens when you're rich.
Not that
in
big.
Korea.
So then, I guess we're really earlier the week. There was RedBar Global, which
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Josh paid for.
yeah.
Josh
well,
attended that one. How was it?
You know, it was fine. Met a lot of cool people, right? You get to see some Jesus Christ, Bren. Met a lot of cool people from, all around the country, which was really cool. The only thing I missed the opening ceremony night, but I did the watch walks with folks. Got to see some cool stuff like Vacheron rolled out a lot of cool
The
stuff.
222, right?
Yeah, that
Oh,
222.
man.
Fucking
It's
good,
amazing.
Sick.
So a lot of cool people. I don't know. I don't think like the whole thing was worth $200, which is ridiculous.
Did you ever get your swag bag?
No, because there was nothing worth getting in there. The swag pack, they didn't do the G-Shocks like they used to or anything.
The Vegas one.
Yeah, they did that also in New York. They did it a second time.
That's what was in it.
Yeah. I don't fucking know. It was like a wristband and like some
No,
coupons.
there was a $10 off coupon.
Yeah.
No, there was for like some restaurant.
Yeah, they at least the Uber coupon, they emailed that one to me, so I got like $10 off Uber.
So what
Yeah.
was more valuable, worth your money? WatchTime cocktail or RedBar that was more expensive?
Watch time 100%.
I mean,
But,
he definitely ate his burger worth.
Yeah. So
Oh, shit.
but the other good thing about the Red Bar is like they did have a cool closing party at Breitling, which I got into because I paid $200 for it.
Is it Breitling?
I don't
Or
know what it is.
Breitling.
Who
Breitling.
gives a shit? All right.
Wait, how did the 5 other people get in?
Yeah,
without
that
being
was
on the
amazing
list?
because everyone else got in for fucking free. Because Jay pulled some fucking bullshit.
Oh, and I mean, it's not.
Bullshit
Do you want
strings.
to tell them what you did, or
Yeah, I mean,
it's up to you?
I ran Red Bar ATX, and I am the founder of that group.
True story.
True.
Nothing changed about it. Our group comprised of Red Bar Austin members. Chris is in it. You're in it. Bren's in it. So it's all true. It's
So tell the story then.
maybe not.
Yeah, Jay just bitched out.
The Thursday event at Breitling, the closing party was so much fun.
The upstairs part, you had
Oh.
the vintage Breitling on the left, which was the better one,
And
and
then
then
the
the
modern-
shitty modern one
Yeah.
on the right.
was like-
so
but it was
funny.
cool to see all the old.
You could see how
Breitlings.
bad their decision
it's
and
like,
design is.
who-
It's like,
yeah.
do you see how good of a watch you could have got if you got in on the ground floor?
Yeah.
It's true.
Let's go pure polish.
I remember at one point, Josh had found the pitcher of.
Oh, it was there's a decanter.
Yeah,
It was a decanter. I thought it was a pitcher.
That shows how classy you are. I don't know.
It was sitting on the coffee table, and I remember Josh and I looked at it. We're like, I wonder if that's just like water, like colored water, make it look like it.
It was
He
not.
pops the top and he smells and he's like, that's real. And then he's like, he looks at me and goes, do you think they noticed we just started pouring glasses? And I was like, I don't know.
On Breitling Thursday, they also had the best food, I would say. In the
Yeah,
trip.
pretty good.
So Breitling had these burgers, these mini sliders, and for
Yeah, when you think of a slider, think of a smaller version of
Yeah,
a slider.
tiny.
Like a bite size
Bite
almost.
size.
Like the size
Little,
of
maybe a 2-biter. I'd say 2-biter for some folks.
Yeah.
Josh won.
They were like meaty macaroons.
dude, it was so goddamn good though.
Dude, you could see everybody in the room like scanning to see like
When
if
the
someone
bite-
was coming with the burgers. So we saw one guy come with the burgers, and like we've been drinking, we hadn't eaten, so I was like, can I grab a few of these? And this guy's like, yeah, go for it. So I grabbed one, but I had a drink in my other hand. So if like I want to grab another one, I gotta get the other one out of my
clean
hand.
it up, yeah.
So I just fucking shoved it in my mouth and immediately grabbed another one.
And I was just like, what happened? Where did that burger go?
Did you even
And I like
chew
just
it? Or-
started laughing and like,
Yeah, I
just
squirreled.
like kind of like doubled over and my like drink just started spilling. I was like, oh shit.
I'll give it to
After
him.
Breitling, we went to a bar.
Yeah.
And this is where
The shenanigans.
Yeah.
happened.
Josh,
the shenanigans.
Deep V.
Well. Before the deep V, you guys were on a mission to get me to puke.
Me and Chris are just funneling drinks down
Josh's
Josh's
gullet,
gullet,
dude.
trying to get him fucking shit-face hammered so he can puke his brains out, and it backfires on us.
Now they spending $60 on
But when we
drinks on
first get
Josh.
there, hold on. When we first
Yep.
get there, Josh is wearing a button-up shirt with a V-neck white shirt underneath. And I said, Josh, you make that a deep V, so we can see. Next thing I know, Josh is tearing his white V-neck, and I was like, "That's not what I meant, but okay, we can go with it."
Yeah, it was on Instagram. If
It
you were
was.
watching Instagram
So throughout
Thursday
the night, that's how we knew how drunk Josh was.
Yeah.
How far that V kept getting deep.
Yeah. But you guys did not defeat me.
So Autodromo celebrated their 10-year anniversary. They have this fucking badass vintage Ferrari.
Yeah, they had that badass car, and then they had the other like
They
it
had
looked
like
like an
a-
old ass Formula car or something
it's
like
all
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Formula
the
car.
yellow one.
Yeah. They had the fucking hottest chicks handing out tiny food.
Let me tell you about the tiny food conundrum that this group run into. So they're coming out with these like hors d'oeuvres, you know what I'm saying?
Is that
And
French?
It's
Filipino.
It's tuna, right? So we're standing there, just kind of talking, hanging
Came for the
out after we got
watches, stayed
drinks.
for the free food and drinks.
and so these ladies are starting to give out appetizers or hors d'oeuvres and whatever, and we're at like
But they're not picking up the trash though.
No, they weren't.
They're too hot for that.
so you're holding on
Yeah.
to some fucking sticks, dude.
I just started putting them in Brendan's pockets.
Brendan stopped the lady. She had a tray full of food, and he's like, "Can you take this?" And she was just like, "Sure."
But while I was distracting her, the boys vultured in on her plate.
So and then she looks back at us,
does a double take.
and then she stopped going the
On
right
our side.
side.
Yeah.
Before that, we were supposed to go to Collective, but that got canceled because of the girls who missed it because they went and got coffee with Bren's mom. But the reason I even brought up Collective is because Bren's dad got in a little bit of a kerfuffle with Bren's mom.
Hey, Mom, if you're listening, Dad said he's sorry.
So what happened? So the girls,
I know I didn't get to meet your mom, but he really was sorry.
he really
Yeah,
was.
he was crying and everything.
So
like,
he
how am I
showed-
going to repair this marriage?
Dude, it cracked me the fuck up. Oh my god. So the girls all went with us to WindUp for a little bit, and then they of course got bored. Shit's boring. So they show up, they go to Starbucks Reserve. Your dad met up with them and so my wife Jane was asking, "Oh, can we just go home with you if you're gonna be going now?" Your dad said that he was gonna be going to an event instead. and so
The
he-
man's there for one thing,
And
and,
so
it's
he-
watches. So then
So
afterwards,
we left Autodromo after
Yeah.
a nice bunch of wine
Nice
each.
fuck ton of wine.
Lot
Yeah.
of
Ton of
wine.
We
wine.
head over to the Oris
Social club.
Social Club,
Was
which
that
was
the
at
Trailer Park
the
Bar?
Trailer Park
Trailer
Bar,
Park
which
bar.
pretty damn
It was
sick.
it was
It was
great.
so
And you
sick.
know what? Here's the thing. Like Oris was at every show pretty much. Like they were at WindUp, they were at WatchTime, and they threw the best fucking party, dude. Like Oris, they are the star of the fucking weekend.
And I mean, Oris was definitely fun. Like again, nonstop drinks up the wazoo.
Oh my god, frozen margaritas.
And this is essentially where the night turns the fuck on, because this is it before we go into a little bit of craziness. So if you guys looked at social media during, is that Friday? That's Friday. Right?
Saturday.
During Saturday, you would have seen that we stole the bear. You would have seen that the bear was walking the streets of New York. It was being carried around by us. And we somehow found it into a fucking Uber.
Yeah,
We fucking fit it into an
crammed
Uber.
it into an
Crammed it
Uber.
into an Uber and then fucked off.
I still don't recall like the Uber driver's like.
Dude, I don't know.
Did he even say anything at
I
all?
don't remember.
I just remember popping the back hatch and like shoving
Shoving
it
it
in
up
there,
and closing
and that's
it.
all I remember.
Yeah.
And apparently it didn't even stay in the Uber long because it wound up being just fucking hauled in fucking Chris's shoulder.
Yes. And we had to trek through Koreatown carrying this.
It was like
This fucking
20
bear.
minutes.
But I remember carrying that goddamn bear 4 flights up to the karaoke bar. That sucks so bad, dude.
And then even more people showed up like midway. So like that Instagram person, Kelly. Bro, Dinky showed up.
They all showed up, yeah.
You're
I was,
right.
I was
Yeah, 'cause you-
texting them. I was like,
we had
yo,
all
come
of
on.
our group, and then we had
Oh, you were texting him?
Yeah.
obviously the Oris, like all the Oris crew showed up. So like we had a good mix of group that was fun. Karaoke
We closed on the karaoke bar.
Close allocated. You want to go ahead?
I
I'll
don't-
do it
I
if
don't-
you do it.
I don't really know.
No,
So like I don't remember much after getting
Okay.
to karaoke.
Let me explain the tale.
The only thing that I remember
with
is they
yours.
finally got me to puke.
We finally got him
We
to
got
puke.
him.
And we'll just leave it at that.
We'll just have to say we didn't
That's
even
it?
actually like it wasn't an attempt.
It wasn't even
at,
us because you were just
Thursday
getting
at
free
a certain
drinks.
point, we were actually attempting to do it.
I'm pretty sure you guys still did it.
No.
You're just taking advantage of my
No.
lack of memory.
No, we were definitely taking shots.
I mean, we were all, I think, trying to achieve that status.
So okay.
So what happened to
I'll
you,
go.
Bren?
So it's 3 a.m. We're in Koreatown, and we're at the most empty bar in all of New York City, and it's just us and the bartender. And Josh is throwing up somewhere, getting kicked out of the bar, lost, and all of a sudden, up pops this little man out of nowhere, like a leprechaun, like an Asian leprechaun. And this kid just steamrolls me in my bad shoulder, and I immediately start breaking down. I felt like a train hit me. This kid, like, his center of gravity was like so low
He
because
was
he's so
really short. Yeah, he was shorter than Jay.
but he had so much fucking core strength. And so I start yelling out in pain, and I start, yelling at the guy, look out where you're going. He takes that as a slight to his manhood, turns around and starts squaring off with me. At the same time, Chris, I feel him coming up on me and like to be like to back me up,
machismo, right?
And I was like, okay, I can't get in a fight because my shoulder. I'm gonna see if I can just swing this on to Chris. So I was like, I need to diffuse this situation. I turn to the guy and I say, this is my friend Chris. He's a ranger. He's toured Iraq multiple times. You need to back off. And then I just pieced out and tried to find Josh.
And so while this was happening, and this is while security was chasing Josh, Looney Tunes. Think about 3 security guards looking for one person. Looney Tunes.
And I don't even think I've comprehended at this point what happened. And I'm like now in the center of it, and I'm still like, what? Like,
Pulled a bait switch.
Yeah.
So now every time I was like, hey, Chris, the Starbucks guy was looking at me funny. Can you go take care of that real quick?
So that was, I guess, a short, but guys, honestly, that's the short version of the events recap.
It was wild.
Hey,
It
so
was
now
wild.
that...
Watches. Let's do
Watches?
watches real
Okay.
quick. Favorite from WindUp, WatchTime, and Watch Spotting. Give me 2 each.
All right, Tilly, I win.
No, fuck you, dude.
That one's the best. I fucking did the research. I read 9 pages of fucking Watch You Seek shit.
You did the research.
We both did the research.
Okay.
But
Pretty
we
sure
have
Jay
the fucking...
had one of the watches early on.
Yeah, I did.
Where were you in them
Yeah,
days?
Where were you?
I think I was playing PUBG.
You were. So that's your
Youngblood,
watch
though.
time pick.
You need me.
Let me.
Yeah.
No, that's not fair. That wasn't even in
that would
watch
be your
time.
random.
No, that was
That's
his
your
random.
watch
That's your
spotting.
random
Okay,
watch
okay.
spotting.
Oh wait,
Now-
watch time pick. Watch time
So
pick.
Watch
or
time,
watch time,
wind
wind
up.
up,
Okay,
watch
watch
spotting.
time pick for me was the Ferdinand Bertrude that we first came
fuck
across. That was number one. For wind up for me, I would say, I mean, Anne Dane. I'm in line for it. That was the best.
Oh, did you
Yeah,
know that there was
without-
an Anor Dane at MoMA?
No.
Yeah, dude, they had it's like cheap, it's like $500. It's Anor Dane with another one of the brands that was there at MoMA.
Oh yeah. No, they're linked together. Those
Oh.
that's like one brand
So
basically.
they have a watch.
Oh, the
It's
one
Anor
from
Dane.
Glasgow.
Yeah.
yeah.
They had a
Yeah.
really cool clock.
They look
Elaine,
similar.
Yeah.
not Lane.
Whatever.
I have a
It's-
picture.
you're
of
talking
it.
about the
colored-
We'll put,
Yeah,
it, we'll
yes,
put it
yes,
in a
yes,
thing.
yes,
It's they just launched. They're
Yeah, they're
really
like
cool.
$600
They're pretty cool.
watches. Yeah.
I'll
okay,
give you
okay.
the watch spotting is Paul's MB&F.
Oh, Pooh, you mean?
Pooh. He had the bulldog, right?
No,
He had the car one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What,
it was
what
pretty
the fuck
cool.
is that one called?
The fucking super
car.
expensive. That's what the fuck it's called.
It's the HM.
All right.
One of the
Retro
HMs.
brain.
I don't know
The
what
car
number
one.
it is. Yeah, it looks sick.
Okay.
And then as far as watch time, one of my favorite ones from watch time was the World Timer.
All right.
The World Timer was so goddamn good from
And
Maurizio
your-
Osman.
Your wind up one?
And my wind up is the G-Shock that I'm wearing.
And tell
By
us
the way,
about that
has
story.
a little bit of a ditty.
So we went up. Jay's looking at this anime G-Shock.
And
I
'cause-
go up to this
yeah.
girl. She's a pretty girl.
She works for G-Shock.
She works for G-Shock.
And I'm a big fan of just weeb shit, anime stuff. And I was
So-
like, oh, that's cool. I mean, I was planning on buying it anyways.
So I go up to her. I'm like, hey, riddle me this. If you saw a gentleman wearing this at the bar, would you find him interesting? Would you go up to him?
Talk to him.
And she
And she
said,
said,
of course I would. I would.
Yeah.
I actually, blah, blah, blah. And then
it's so interesting. Of course, I would go up to him and talk. And of course, she's a liar.
and the whole time we're like,
2
yeah,
minutes.
right.
No, 1 minute we
Yeah,
were just
right.
like, yeah, right. What would you do? Yeah,
yeah,
right.
Yeah, we just kept on cutting her off for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And then he bought the watch.
And then I bought
though.
the watch. Anyways, yeah.
Did she
But-
talk to you?
Nah. But that's my watch. That's my wind up. And I think that's. Oh, wait. My watch spotting one?
You already did your watch spotting one.
Wait, no.
He got all
the
three.
The watch spotting one should be the Chaikin.
The Shaken.
The Chaikin.
Oh yeah.
The
It's
minions.
it's not the car MB&F.
No.
It's the Chaikin
This
minions
Chaikin. You know what?
that
I'll
made
do-
him cry in the corner of the bar.
You better pull up, Josh. Because watch time would be the car. No, because the new MB&F.
No, watch time was your world timer, buddy.
See, now you fucked my shit up.
No, you fucked
You
your
already
own
had
shit up.
3.
I know, this guy, though.
Bonus round for Jay is Chaikin that made him cry.
The Minions.
The
Minions.
That Minions.
It was pretty cool
Minions.
Actually,
watching.
you
Can
know,
you-
like that watch, I don't
I
care
was so
much for
surprised.
Minions, but just that watch alone, like, makes me want to buy that, like, find it.
Yeah,
buy
It
just
was
'cause it's so.
it was fun.
It stands out and it's so awesome.
Oh, yeah, absolutely stands
It's
out.
fun. There's a great picture of that and with the deep V on my IG account.
Oh, that was the night.
That was
Yeah.
it. All right, what about you, Chris? What you got?
Let's see. We'll start watch time. I mean, I'm sure y'all can guess. It's gonna be the LM101, white gold, purple dial.
The one I'm in line
They
for,
had the
it
one.
says.
The one.
I'm just glad they had it in person to like get hands on, get to see it, get to cherish it. And 10 years from now or 7 years from now,
I was about to say the
whenever that
next
list
10 years
is
are going to
again,
be rough.
I keep getting told, and by next month it'll probably be 13.
This
But
guy's kid's about to graduate high school, and he's finally going to be on the wait list.
wind up. I mean, there's some good ones. I'm probably gonna have to lean towards the Oris, the cotton candies. I really like those. The bronze. I've never been a bronze fan, but
The new straps that
ones
they
are-
have on them are so good, actually.
yeah, like the Perlon straps, and then they
Perlon,
have, they obviously have the bronze bracelet, and then they do have another strap version they didn't have there, but I really like those. Just the colors are playful. And watch spotting. I think Brendan stole one of mine, so
the win. Dude, that was
I think what was really cool is actually getting to see James's waitelisted's
Oh, his main-
tourbillon,
yeah,
Ming
yeah.
tourbillon, which is
That
really
was
cool.
pretty cool.
That was really sweet.
Josh?
Nice. All right, I'm up.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll start with, I guess, wind up. WindUp. I was really happy to finally be able to see the Aura 65 with their new like in-house caliber movement in there. It is an awesome watch. It's that new movement looks great, looks cool, great story behind that. But it's a lot thinner than the rest of the Diver 65s, which means it wears super well. I love the way they went with like the design for that initial launch. It's a super cool watch. Really happy to be able to see that. WatchTime, I would have probably gone with that Ferdinand Bertude, but Bren took it already. So I'll say the Odysseus.
Yeah, the Odysseus is so sick.
The Odysseus was really, really, really cool. It's one of those things where like I've always kind of liked them, but I've never like want to go out of my way to try to see one.
Not the minute repeater.
They didn't have that whole watch, but the Odysseus was dope, man. It's this fucking cool watch, man.
And watch spot.
Watch spot. I'm gonna go with when I was on one of the RedBar tours. Guy had the Zapek Fratello, Sizapek, Zapek, whatever
The
it is.
bluish one?
Like the bluish green with the
Fuck,
orange
dude, that
hand,
shit
the
go
Fratello.
hard.
It's like that waffle dial kind of looking thing.
Yeah, it's like kind of like
Whatever
triangles or something.
Well, whatever the fucking.
But
fucking
those, I mean,
waffle
those
triangle
those
shit.
those
Blue
Zapek
waffle.
watches they're awesome. They're
What?
beautiful. Thanks, Brad.
What do you say?
The Zapek watches are beautiful.
Nice.
They fit well. The cases are great. The movements are great. Just really cool.
I have
Actually,
to say a runner-up. There's two runners-up for me, and maybe for you guys. We didn't really say it, but Vutilanian's watch. He only had one out, I think.
He had
Yeah,
one out,
two.
one on display.
Oh, okay.
He had
The
two
one
total
that
that he brought to
the
the
one
show.
out you could put on, that one I actually really like. That one.
The blue and orange one.
There's more like
God damn it.
subdued, but I think that's kind of his watches. But if you know.
If you know, you know.
Here's another one, and we can't really say, so I'm just going to hint at it. Zodiac is coming up with some crazy,
Oh my God, I
crazy
want
shit.
that.
Guys,
I
actually,
want
we
that.
can't talk about it, but 2023 is the year of Zodiac.
It is.
Actually.
Yeah.
Mike will fucking kill us if we even try to mention or like describe what the fuck it is. But they seriously have got incredible shit in the works.
Get your fucking wallets ready.
Yeah.
And get in line behind me.
In front of me, so we can make a sandwich between us.
That's
Oh.
not how that. Oh.
So another
you wanna
one-
be last.
Yeah. Well, it's a
That's a
trade,
good
baby.
one. That's a good one. Another one, let me hit you one, was Bosel. So we did an episode with Bosel, me and Chris, and we've come to appreciate the brand, not just for the design aesthetics, but actually for what the brand stands for, or what their mission and its purpose. They're making a change. Bosel, actually, I can talk about it, is their field watch. So for Atelier Wen, as Bren like brought up earlier, the brand's making insane waves. They make hand guilloched watches.
Guilloched.
Guilloched. Fuck y'all. So yeah, it's hand guilloched.
I think, coming
The
into that,
bracelet, right?
Takes 8
the
hours to
gents,
make it.
like,
An
they described to me
artesian.
Chinese made, and I think I'm probably the same as most people would think coming into that meeting, like that podcast interview.
You were
And just
converted,
getting
right?
to see the watches in hand and feel them and touch them, you're like,
Yeah.
this is not Chinese
You,
made.
you feel the bracelet and you're wondering why the fuck brands who are charging 6 to 10 times more can't get their bracelet right. But this one, you think that it's an integrated bracelet. It isn't. That's how good it is. Yeah, the episode's coming out in the next few weeks.
But going into the watch, like that changed my mind on it. My
Yeah, you're not
perspective.
you're not
Your
racist.
perception.
my perception of it.
You're not
Perception
racist against Asians anymore. That's crazy.
He can't be. How can he be racist against Asians when the only restaurant he wanted to eat at in New York was Asian?
That's true. Every time you wanted Asian
was-
food, dude, it is
It
crazy.
was Atelier Wen, man. You guys did that interview, and he
Thursday,
was just.
so it kicked off. Then right over that, we went.
Right
Hey,
after that,
or no, was it
Nate-
right before? It was right before.
was
he,
before.
he was like, his first thought was like, I'm gonna go eat out Asian.
And then
Alright.
we take a flight back, and when as soon as we land,
Chris
I hear
started clapping.
Chris clapping,
Do a clapping. I can't clap
It was
because my
like-
hands fucked.
and I was like, "Chris, what are you doing?
What
You
are you
never been
doing?"
on a flight
He said-
before?"
He was
Let me
setting the tone for the rest of the trip.
He said, "You have to clap to thank the pilots." And I thought this guy
Nuts.
was fucking kidding, right? I thought he was fucking kidding. And then on another flight, this guy started fucking clapping.
God,
Hey,
Hey, they have a thankless job, okay?
ain't nothing wrong with
You must have had
clapping.
a few pretty bad pilots in the Army, huh?
There's been a few.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I think I have COVID a third time.
All right.
You guys are fucked. Okay, so RT Coster, the people. We did a podcast with RT. After harassing him a few times, he finally submitted to doing a podcast with us. And he's truly a man of the people. And we can't wait for y'all to hear his episode, because I promise you, you're about to learn some shit you did not know about him. Jay did some deep research on this man.
It's so funny how surprised RT was on that whole thing, because he's like, what the fuck? He was terrified of some of the upcoming questions that he thought was going to come up.
It's like Jay turned into Nardwar and
Yeah.
just started fucking going crazy on it. And he was
Pulling out his middle school records that he
Oh,
produced.
dude,
Yeah,
yeah,
all
pretty
this
much,
stuff.
actually. I mean,
He
you
was-
were there.
RT was actually kind of scared. He
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm in this room with these three guys that know everything about my life.
He's looking for all the exits, man. He's ready to go.
All right, you want to thank your boy Faisal, because you guys almost fucking ruined
Oh
the
yeah.
tempo, right?
So we started out the trip basically with an episode with Faisal, aka Living the Anchor Life, and,
AKA the pirate.
yeah,
Alrighty.
But we came out swinging because I mean, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know who the guy was. And you know, we kind of went hard at him, you know, not hard at him, but you know, I was being me and Bren was being Bren.
Which means going hard at it.
Yeah, but you know what? He was a
great-
champ.
he can roll with the punches.
He rolled with the punches. We had a great time once we got the conversation
he
going.
threw a few punches back at
he
us
did.
too. So.
He did. He didn't take it lying
He was
down.
a good sport.
Yeah,
he was
good.
He was.
Great.
It was
great sport.
great to have an episode with him, and I hung out with him at the RedBar stuff, and you know, great kind of lifetime watch friend. for
Yeah, he's a
sure.
great dude. And Chris, you want to give a few words about Aaron Coote?
Hold on. Let me do
What?
Oris then.
Okay.
So Oris, like we've said before, they're the only brand that showed up to both WatchTime and WindUp. The way that they interact with their clientele and community, it's the same in both shows. They didn't treat them differently. They didn't treat the people at WindUp differently than the way they did in WatchTime.
That's true.
Which speaks honestly volumes, considering the clientele is different. And I think that Oris has this air of acceptance on the brand that just makes collecting fun, and something that kind of I wish more brands do is when they say they're about community. Oris truly means that completely. They apparently, Josh was saying that not only were they at this event, but they were also doing an airstream during it. Like, dude, they're doing a ton. The brand is, for what it is, really fucking good at what they do. You know what I mean?
Definitely one of my favorites out of that.
Yeah,
That whole
definitely
thing.
one of my favorites. And like,
Absolutely.
again, like I want to thank VJ, Rolf, Josh for even like getting us in
Absolutely.
to a lot of the
Big
shit.
thank you, guys.
Big thank you.
Thank you.
Like, we wouldn't be
Yes.
where we are.
Thank you very much.
and then I
If
think
you could close
Chris
it up,
had a few things to say about Aaron from Bossell.
Yeah, so Jay and I did the podcast with Aaron with Bazel. I don't know if we're keep
How do
butchering
you,
it.
yeah, I don't know. We can't. I
Now,
don't know if we're
I
saying
think I'm
wrong
saying
or
it the
right.
way Jay says it, which I think is
Bazel.
wrong.
Bosel.
Basel.
I felt like
I think Jay kept
Aaron
on saying
kept
Basil.
correcting Jay.
Yeah, he did.
And he just
Stop leaving that in for ASMR, dude.
that's an early ASMR there if you caught it. But it was great. And just hearing Aaron's story, which again you'll be able to hear it on the episode. But the way he's taking that brand and doing some amazing stuff. Who's
everyone-
Oh, we
sponsoring this
forgot
event?
one thing.
What?
Guys, we found a Chicago poop guy in New York.
We have
But
to.
he
We have to
was-
say it.
Okay.
Right. So we were on our way
He's
back.
the sponsor of the show. By the way.
Sponsored the show was the cool ass twink that was filling up on Brendan. We were on our way back to the house. So we got a house in Brooklyn in Crown Heights. And this dude, you could tell he was barred out though. You know? Like he had glitter. Honestly, he looked fabulous. He like fucking for real. And he goes up to us, me, Josh, and Brendan. He starts going, pussy and mimosa.
it smells like pussy and mimosa up here. And I was like, what the fuck?
Jay leaned way into it. There was like, yeah, baby, pussy and mimosas.
Yeah, I was going
Jay
on
leaned
it
into it.
because I knew that this was the Chicago poop guy.
He found it.
I found it. The dude starts going pussy and mimosa. I was like, yeah, dog, smell like pussy and mimosa, don't it? And so he starts getting and inching closer to Brandon. Not me and Josh. And
Just Bren.
did he
I was
immediately
standing there.
And so
all of a
he-
sudden,
go
the
ahead.
dude just starts rubbing up and down my calf and my shoe. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? He takes his hand back. He's like, oh, can I touch your shoe? And I was like, okay, that's like after the fact consent. And like, that's not my shoe.
But what did you say, though?
But I was like, you can touch my shoe if you want, though. And he goes back in and starts rubbing again. I was like,
But
hey,
he
buddy.
goes
higher
he
and
goes
higher.
Higher and higher. I was like, hey,
he went
buddy.
to almost touching the wiener.
Yeah, I said, hey, you back off.
He turns around, looks at Josh. You're a fucking fed, aren't you? He was like, you're a fed. You
You're
look
a
like a fed.
And that scared him off. Anyways,
I'm kind of glad I wasn't there because Bren would have thrown me under the bus again.
Yes, that dude would have massaged your calves.
All right, gang.
Hey.
Well, until next time.
Yeah.
Hey,
In New
we-
York.